Well, there we have it. Not quite sure why I put these on. I spent 2 years running a Stetson Ross planer feeding something like 500 to 600 board feet a minute of 2x12 with nothing but a couple of little rubber earplugs in my ears. My beautiful wife Coral Dawn is videoing this, and that's my official explanation to her as to why I can't hear her orders, instructions, requests, etc. throughout the day. So there, now that we've got that out of the way, this is an amazing little unit, the Woodmizer EG100 Edger. And I'm going to go through a little 4-part video series, and I'll explain why in just a moment. But before we get to that, let's look at the sheer magic of this little device. Can you imagine that for 10,000 Canadian, I don't know what that is, maybe $1,000 US or something? This is what we've got happening in here. Here's all the safety fingers that you'd get on an industrial edger, which means that these blades are not going to kick the board back out and through key body parts. And but watch this. So watch that blade on that side. That's crazy. Like a movable blade on an edger for this price. And better than that, I'm just going to pull this little stick out of the way so we can see something here. So this blade is fixed. This delineates 2 inches. This delineates 4.5. If I pull my trusty measuring tape out of my pocket and allow for those bolts over there, I can actually feed, like, safely a 22.5-inch piece of wood through here and trim it down, maximum of 12 inches between these blades. 12 and a little bit if I stretch it. But I can feed almost something like this piece of wood through it and get a 12-inch cut. That's awesome. What I used to have to do with all of these is, after cutting them on my trusty little Norwood here, I would take and stack them upright like this, and then work at them with the Norwood band mill to get them down to the dimension I wanted. This is an amazing time saver. But, and you knew this was coming, getting to this point was, I have to say, it would be an exaggeration to say it was a painful exercise, but let's just say it was an adventure and a journey. So it all started down here. These were the very first pieces to assemble as you start putting this together. And let me tell you, so I phone Woodmizer and I say, you know, my Norwood sawmill, hey, you've seen the videos, arrived in 77 boxes, and 990 bolts later, I had something that I could use. So what about this? Just tell me about it. Oh, Howard, not a big deal. The body comes assembled, you put the stand onto it, and you're in business. Like it's just really basic stuff. So I'm going to explain exactly why and how the quality control caused me to spend an hour getting these bolts operable to where I could install them. Hey, and here we have them. This would be Romy. Romy, sit, good boy. Luna, sit, good girl. Yeah, so these are my helpers these days. And a whole bunch of other things like set screws, missing or misplaced. There's a little drive assembly in here, and why it doesn't have an idler for adjustment, why you have to take it all apart to, well, you don't have to take it all apart, but it's a bit of a process to adjust it. And, you know, I have a wire that leads to nowhere here. Woodmizer Engineering has been going to get back to me for something like, I think we're pretty much 6 months now. And my emergency stop switch, which is supposed to be mounted down here, is basically, you've seen the ads, it's my Staples easy button. And there's a whole bunch of other interesting stuff. But what I want to leave you with is, Knowing what I know today, I would buy this all over again. Again, under $10,000 Canadian for something that just made my life simpler, easier, is reliable as anything, works well. Yeah, there's some little adjustments. Yeah, there's some little suggestions I could make. But what I'm really doing, the real reason I'm doing this video, number one, if you're contemplating Woodmizer Edger or any two movable blade edger, just to help align the expectations around it. It's great value. If you want true industrial quality, like spend 10 times as much money. But this is fabulous for me as a hobbyist. Number two, hey, you might have a Woodmizer EG100 on the way. And if you do, congratulations. You're not going to regret it for a moment. I don't regret it for a moment. But some of the tips I have in the little video series, it's going to be 3 or 4 parts, I have yet to decide, are going to be well worth it. I scoured YouTube and found some assembly videos, but they don't cover the 6 or 7 key items that I'm going to be covering in this series. Maybe somebody is running on a parallel track and doing something similar. Good on you if you are. But at the point that this is being shot, I couldn't find anything that would give the tips and techniques that would have reduced my frustration significantly and brought my expectations into line. And you know what? It's a good day, no matter what, when we've still got 82 maple, 8 fingers, 2 thumbs. Here's to you.